Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship. Okay, our tip of the week is balance.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. I've said that many times, but this time we're talking about balance of I'm helping you and you're doing too much, so do a little less. And I just had this happen at my student. I'd go, do a little less, and then they do less. Okay, now you got to do more. And she got mad. You just told me to do more, and now you're telling me to do less, and then you're telling me to do more. And I'm like, yeah, that's called balance. That's what you want to hear. You don't want me to hear me saying the same thing over and over again. Come on, do some more, do some more. You want me to go back and forth. That's called balancing. So even when you think you got it balanced, then again, we're going to go to another level of too much or too little. So you're always balancing. So it's all about balance, and that's same in life, as you always like to say.
Yes, and Candy G was actually talking about that in the prior segments, and it is very difficult. And I'll say hats off to Candy G for what she said, and for her lifestyle, things that she's accomplished, because it's very hard to be a successful person, male or female, in any business or businesses, whether you work for somebody or you have your own. It's very, very difficult to balance life and professionalism and success, because there's an expression in our family. I don't know if this is
here we go.
I don't know if this is a thing that other people say or not, but there's something called being OTT, over the top. And you can be over the top at anything. And it's always, I'm not saying it's not good to excel, because obviously you should excel, whether you're a horse rider, you can be an equestrian, you can be a trainer, you can be a rider, you can be work in therapeutic riding, you can be a million different jobs in different parts of the equine industry, or any industry for that matter, and you can want to be the best so badly, and you can want to excel to the point that you lose balance in your life. And when I met Pete a couple years ago, I didn't have balance in my life, not at all. I didn't know how to say no. I didn't have any boundaries. I didn't know how to even look at somebody and say, let me get back to you on that. I was just yes, until I wore myself out, got diagnosed with an autoimmune. It got myself so exhausted, running myself ragged, trying to be the yes person.
Too much.
And Pete taught me about TikTok. And
get them out of your space.
Get them out of your space, yeah. And it's not to be disrespectful to anybody. It's not that we don't care about people. It's not that we don't want to help every single individual. It's just important that you balance your life with your work life, your horse time. If you've got horses they're just pasture pets that you love to ride or spend time with or groom or bathe, or even if you're just going out to give them a carrot and a scratch, you've got to balance what matters to you in your life, because if you don't, you'll end up a workaholic, you'll end up tired, you'll probably end up sick.
Just happened to me, so
exactly.
Even me giving the advice, take my advice, I'm not using it.
Right.
It took me getting sick to finally go, I need to start taking some breaks.
Yes. And we're in the summertime in Florida, and a lot of times we forget we're out there doing it. We forget how terribly hot it is. I just stopped by the farm on Sunday to see my dad, and he was falling asleep in the chair, and he'd been outside on the tractor in 100 and something degrees, and he's 87 years old, and he shouldn't.
Okay, I feel like a wimp now.
I know, right? He's pretty tough. But we always overdo it, and we always try to accomplish so many things, and we have a list either in our head or in our smartphone or on a piece of paper
or we're trying to help the person that we really want to help. I mean, there's a lot of students I get, they're like, I'm desperate, I really need your help, and I'm like, I can't say no, I got to help them, but then I also need to say, they don't know my calendar. Nope, I'm booked up until this day. And then it doesn't matter.
Right. It's all about balance. So that is a great topic that you picked for today, and that Candy even brought to our attention, that, being successful, having a life and family time, as well as making your job or your business work as well, is a big challenge. And you've got to learn about boundaries, and you've got to learn about time management, and make sure that if you have horses, whether you compete with them or not, that you're spending that time that you enjoy.
And it even sounds like Candy has the relationship balance too, because her husband has an a place to land his plane
Right.
in her pastures. It's
Right.
like, how much more balance can you get between a relationship?
Definitely have the best of both
Yeah,
worlds there,
I'm sure
so.
he's not the big horse person that she is, but she's probably not the big plane person that he is.
Right, so they have that balance.
Because I see a lot of husbands that aren't into the horses, but they sure clean stalls for them. So
That's a good husband now.
that's a really good husband.
That's a really good husband.